they're missing out on what they used to get from Netflix, right? Is it going to be replaced by this?
Yeah, it's going to be replaced by this. Netflix is highly vulnerable. We think, based on our surveys, about 30% of their user base currently in the U.S. So that's, they have 60 million households right now. About 30% of those are vulnerable to switching in the next 3 months.
George, do you think Iger is just feeling really good right now, or do you think he thinks that this is a pretty big risk late in his tenure?
Well, I think he is very comfortable that this is the right direction for the company, but he knows that the next few years, the company will be losing out on some earnings and will be not profitable for this service. So he'll hope that they get to enough subscribers quickly enough that by maybe 2025, they can make a profit off of this and show that this was the right call.
2025. And what would be a good number of subscribers by 2025, George?
Some research that I just heard last night was about 100 million globally. Disney said they could get up to 90 million by 2024. I think they're hoping that with the low price they have and the strong brands, Pixar, Marvel, Disney, etc., that they can get a lot of subscribers early on, and then they'll worry about the profitability somewhere in the coming years.
That's a strategy, Stephen, that probably Bob Iger is the only one who could do that, because he's got a long track record. He has a lot of faith already built up with the shareholders. Somebody new wouldn't be able to come in and do the same thing.
And he's got a massive amount of content that people want and want to watch. I mean, our estimates show that roughly 45% of current streaming subscribers are planning on signing up for Disney Plus over the course of the next 3 months. That puts them well on the way to their goal. We think out of the box, they're going to just really kill it. And again, it's obvious. It's all about the content. It's about Star Wars. It's about Marvel. It's about Pixar. It's about the Disney catalog. And that's something that the competitive set in terms of Netflix as the main one just can't match.
Can I ask one question, though? Look, it seems to me that this is a good deal for anybody who's got kids in their family. However, it may mean that I'm not going to be buying the DVDs like I have been to this point.
That's true.
And I can see other ways that it could start to cannibalize other lines, other streams of profit.
Oh, it's definitely a shift, but I think
$6.99. I mean, I probably own every one of these DVDs.
As do I.
Yeah.
It's certainly a shift, but it's a shift that's inevitable. And whether they were licensing that content or somebody else, or having a direct relationship with the consumer, they're opting to have the direct relationship with the consumer. And given the wealth of content that they have and content that they have in the pipeline, it makes complete sense to go direct.
I was a little surprised to hear you say that Netflix users will switch. So in other words, you're not saying they will add Disney, they will switch.
I think in the beginning, they'll add Disney. But here's the thing about the current subscription business. There's no lock-in. If you're not using it and you don't want to have it anymore, spending $15 to not watch something isn't going to happen. And so you're going to see Netflix have to respond. They're losing two of the main shows that people watch on their network, Friends and The Office. The other one is Stranger Things. Now that one, that's great and they can keep it, but were you going to put Stranger Things up against the franchises of Star Wars or Marvel? I don't think so. And so that's the challenge for Netflix, is they have to find content that is unique to them to keep people watching. And if you're not watching, you're not subscribing. It's that simple.
George, have you written a story on the new golden age of Hollywood for writers and producers of content and everything else? Is it happening? How is it not happening? If it's not, are you working on that piece?
Yeah, we've been writing this for the last couple of years. It seems like every creator wants to get into the streaming space now. Whether it's with Apple or with Disney or somebody else, everybody's excited about this. There's a lot of money companies are throwing at creators right now. I think we'll see a little bit of a shakeout in the coming years when we see what kind of original shows work in the streaming space. What kind of feedback Disney and others get from fans, and then you'll probably see a little bit of a pick and choose approach in the coming years, saying, hey, let's keep going with these kind of products, but maybe let's cut out the kind of content that's not really making a difference for us in the streaming space.
So is being an agent out there pretty good right now, would you think? Who should you focus on? Writers, producers, actor, who? All of the above?
Anybody, one of the things that I always hear from people out of Hollywood is anybody with a voice, anybody who has something to say that they think can really, be a branding piece for a new streaming service, something that people can get around, like the next Game of Thrones, if you will, so to speak. And so I think everybody's looking for kind of that hit show.